The #1 Kansas State Wildcats sit atop the college football world. Bill Snyder has his team 2 wins away from playing for a national championship and immortality.
Wildcats are going to stay unbeaten.
This is a team on a mission, armed with a Heisman frontrunner and senior quarterback Collin Klein, who can beat you on the ground and through the air.
He walks in. Touchdown, Collin Klein.
Their undisputed leader, Klein, has put this team on his back and is looking to lead the Wildcats to their first national title. But the Baylor Bears are no Big 12 pushover. Art Briles has the nation's #2 offense, and his quarterback, Nick Florence, has picked up where RG3 left off. Every game can change a season. Tonight, #1 Kansas State looks to remain perfect against Baylor on ESPN's College Football Prime Times. We bring you to Waco, Texas, where these are hoping for an upset tonight. #1 Kansas State and Baylor from Floyd Casey Stadium here in Waco, Texas. As you take a look at the BCS standings this week, alone on top, Kansas State. Oregon and Stanford playing on ABC. The other 3 teams in the top 5 have already taken care of their business today. Welcome to Waco, everybody. Brad Nessler along with Todd Blackledge. Holly will join us in just a second. Well, for the first time in school history, Kansas State is the #1 team in the BCS standings. And partner, you and I don't talk about Heisman trophies until November. Right. It's November. It's the #1 team, and the front runner for that particular trophy is in this one tonight as well.
And Kansas State is a team. They're not flashy, but they're physical. They're efficient. They do a lot of the little things that win football games. And their quarterback, Collin Klein, over the last 2 years, there's not been anybody more productive at the quarterback position as a dual threat guy than Collin Klein. And where he has taken a huge step this year is his ability to pass the football. His efficiency has really taken off this year. He's completing nearly 70% of his passes, but he's 6'5", 240 pounds. He's a physical runner, especially around the red zone. But the thing that makes him special, very similar to Tim Tebow a few years ago at Florida, he is defined as a man by so much more than his football ability, and that's what makes him a dynamic leader, and I think the heart and soul of this team.
Well, they try to win their 11th game tonight, but they go against a team that can really put points on the board. Baylor puts up 43 a game. They've got a pretty good quarterback, too. I think they've got a chip on their shoulder. What do they have to do to pull the upset tonight?
Well, it's not going to be easy because Kansas State may be the most disciplined team in the country, and they're not going to give any big plays away. But Nick Florence, their quarterback, who did not play well a week ago at Oklahoma, has to have a huge game, first of all. Secondly, they've got to score early. They've got to get on top and make Kansas State play from behind with a little pressure, and they can't turn the ball over. And Kansas State, the best in the country at turnover margin. That, again, won't be easy to do.
Before we kick, we go to the 3rd member of our team, Holly Rowe. Holly.
Well, Kansas State has some injury concerns tonight. Now, they don't give out any injury information, but what I've been able to discern from watching pregame warmups, wide receiver Tyler Lockett has a right ankle injury. Now, this is a big deal because he leads their team in all-purpose yards. He's a dynamic wide receiver and kick return specialist. He was able to run straight ahead, but when he started cutting in some of his routes, guys, I did see him favoring that ankle. But he just ran out with great energy. We'll see how much he's able to do. Out their starting safety, Ty Zimmerman, he's on the sideline here on crutches. His backups that we'll see tonight, Thomas Ferguson and Dante Barnett, have a combined 11 tackles between them. Guys, this is a big deal because Baylor is a fast-paced offense. They'll have to diagnose and react very quickly.
That'll leave a hole in their secondary for sure, Holly, for Bill Snyder, who has rejuvenated this program twice in his coaching career. And Art Briles has done a great job. 5 years here, coming off a disappointing loss to Oklahoma, and he feels like his team is way better than the 4-5 record would indicate. We'll find out tonight. It's a nice night for football. Baylor won the toss. They want the ball. A Kansas State kick will go 2 yards deep to Darius Jones. And Jones, a head-on collision at about the 17-yard line. So that'll bring out Nick Florence and the high-powered Baylor offense. Florence leads the country in total offense, 395 yards a game, and there's his passing numbers.
Well, last week up in Norman, there was a 45-mile-an-hour wind, and I know as a quarterback, that's the worst condition to play in as a passing football team and a quarterback. He did not have good numbers. It's a beautiful night tonight, and Art Briles fully expects his quarterback to be spot on tonight with his accuracy.
Very little wind, if any, as they start just outside the 18-yard line. Low snap, but he got the handoff and only about a yard, and a flag on the first play as well. Lake Seastrunk is the guy that carried it.
Offside. Defense number 55 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Kind of a rarity for the lowest penalized team in the country. Take a look at our impact players brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Terrence Williams, one of the top receivers in the entire country. Tevin Reese is a big timer as well. And Ahmad Dixon, the leader of the defense, runs the Bear position, kind of a nickelback linebacker.
Back-to-back penalties in the first 2 plays.
Pick up a 14 on that one. Scott Novak is our busy referee already.
Offside. Defense number 55 lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty's declined.
So the least penalized team in the country, as Todd said, back-to-back infractions.
And that is a huge thing, because when we talk about the discipline of Bill Snyder's team and doing the little things that win games and not beating yourselves, one of those is the fact that they don't get penalized. And then 2 plays to start the game, 2 penalties. Quick
snap, quick throw to the outside. This is going to be another first down. Out. Completes.
So far, everything to script for Baylor. Positive gains on the run, a good throw for first down. They're near the 50-yard line, getting off to a quick start, important for Florence and this Baylor football team.
It was one of the things you talked about a couple of minutes ago. Quick start, and so far so good. Play action, they come up firing, complete across midfield. Tevin Reese with a catch. 15 touchdown drives for a minute or less. They have 6 this year of 1 play. That's crazy. Here's a screen out to the wide receiver, Terrence Williams. And he picks up 4, and he's close to another first down. A couple yards shy, maybe.
Like so many teams in this Big 12 conference, Baylor, one of those teams that loves to go up-tempo. They did not use a lot of tempo in this game last year in Manhattan. It was their first road game. It's much easier to play fast and up-tempo at home than it is on the road.
The run straight up the middle and breaking through and almost getting away was Glasgow Martin. John Sua was holding on to his ankle for dear life. Another first down.
Even though Baylor lost last week at Oklahoma, they did something very well. That was run the football. 51 carries, over 250 yards. They've got some confidence running the football right now.
First down, play fake. Florence going to go deep. Got a man out there. Touchdown, Baylor. Tevin Reese. There's your quick start for you, partner. 38-yard touchdown.
They get the inside receiver matched up on a safety. It's a little double move, fakes the post, the safety bid on it, and they get the big play to start the game. Again, no Ty Zimmerman. You got different guys in at safety. Early touchdown.
Aaron Jones point after. Well, another drive of 2 minutes or less. In a minute and 56 seconds, Baylor lights up their crowd on their home field. Florence with a touchdown pass. 7 Bears. Aaron Jones to kick off. Chris Harper and Tremaine Thompson are back deep for the Wildcats. High pooch kick. Can call a fair catch if you can get to it. Wow. Flags down.
It's not Zimmerman, but the new number 12 made a nice play over there.
That's Stanton Weber.
His dad was a quarterback at K-State. Talked to him before the game. He's the color guy for the radio broadcast for K-State. Nice play. Good heads-up play on the kick return team. Kansas State has been a big play-action first down pass team so far this season. A lot of their big pass plays for Collin Klein have come on first down off of play action.
He's a 70% completion guy. There's his numbers. And right now, Kansas State, their average starting position is the 41-yard line. In this case, they start at the 38 of Baylor. Can't ask for more than that on your first snap.
Boy, look how deep the tailback is. This is a different set. They have not shown this kind of formation.
This is a pistol set. Looks more like a rifle. It's so deep. And it's option football. And the pitch to Hubert. And he's going to get maybe 10 yards on his first carry. So we take a look at our impact players, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And And one of the aforementioned, John Hubert, who's a Waco, Texas native, so he's playing in his hometown. Lockett, the great receiver that Holly talked about, and a return man. Amishak Williams is a guy that can make a big difference. Defensive Player of the Week in the Big 12, as he had one of those career-type games with a couple of sacks and a career high in tackles a week ago. Two tight end set here on first down at the 6-yard line already of Baylor. Hubert going the other way, and he breaks through. Nice patience on the run to wait for his blockers, and he got to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards on the play.
I talked about Kansas State. What makes them special? Number one, it's leadership. It starts with their coach, Bill Snyder, and then so many seniors. It's a veteran football team. Discipline. We talked about the penalties. They defend the run. They run the football. And then they do the little things statistically. Their average drive start, which you just mentioned, and then the turnover margin. Those kind of things win football games, and they don't beat themselves. They've been that way all season.
Collin Klein under center here on second down at 4. Hubert again cuts it to the outside. A stiff arm got him a first down, and he's out of bounds around the 11-yard line.
Well, they're going to challenge. I mean, they got the great field position, and they're going to challenge this Baylor defense that coming in is last in the country in giving up yardage, almost 520 yards per game. Hubert's a strong runner. They ran outside. Chris Harper, their wide receiver, who's as big as any receiver you're going to see, 235 pounds, got a great block on the outside.
First down at the 12. Terrell Miller, the motion man. They're just going to keep feeding it to Hubert. This time he stood up after only a yard gain. Bryce Hager, who normally leads the club in tackles, has another one along with Mike Hicks.
I think one of the reasons that Collin Klein's passing has gotten so much better this year, there's several reasons. One of them is he hasn't carried the football nearly as much. He had 317 rush attempts last year, only 154 coming into the game this year. But this is the area of the field where he normally carries the football because you get an extra blocker when the quarterback runs the football.
He's in the shotgun, flanked by Wilson and Hubert. On second down and 9. And he will run behind both those guys in the backfield with him, trying to weave his way down. He got about 3, but it's going to bring up third down and long.
See, he's not flashy. We've seen a couple flashy dual threat quarterbacks this year already.
Yeah.
Braxton Miller at Ohio State, Johnny Manziel from Texas A&M. Collin Klein's not like those two guys running the football, but he's rugged and he's not afraid, and he knows how to find the end zone.
5 straight runs for Kansas State. Did they put it up here on third down and 6? Opening drive of the ball game for the #1 team in the country. Klein to throw. Double pumps, goes to the goal line. Touchdown. Terrell Miller. 8-yard strike. And we're a point away from a tie ball game.
Well, this started with outstanding protection for Collin Klein. He had a chance to really survey things. They had 3 receivers over there. The middle guy is going to get right to the front of the goal line. It's a little bit of a clear out for him. Catches it, reaches behind, and gets the ball across the goal line. But it started with outstanding protection for Collin Klein to read that coverage.
Collin Klein's 13th touchdown pass of the year. Extra point is good. Cantelli knocks it through. A pass that was thrown a little bit behind. Terrell Miller made a great adjustment. Collin Klein with a throw. There's the catch. It's all tied in Waco. 38-yard drive is all Kansas State had to go in 6 plays to tie the game with Collin Klein's touchdown pass.
You know, in our production meeting this morning, our director, Scott Johnson, asked me, do you think Baylor, because of the situation of the game, might try to be more aggressive, go with some onside kicks or fake punts or anything? And I didn't think so, because you didn't want to put your defense in those short field situations. And that's exactly what happened that first attempt, and a very easy touchdown for Kansas State.
Of course, our director thinking like a coach. This kick will go to the 5-yard line. Goodley in the open field. Got a kicker to beat. Goodley down the sideline. Flags are down. He's going to go the distance. 95 yards, but again a penalty on the play. afraid Scott Novak is going to disrupt the party.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 13. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Michael Valdez on the special teams, and it negates a 95-yard touchdown.
Well, but that's still a problem for Kansas State. Again, coming into the game, they don't get penalized. They've been outstanding in the kicking game, both in their return and in their coverage. We've seen a couple uncharacteristic penalties early, and that was clearly a breakdown in their kicking game, and they're very fortunate that they're not down 14-7 right now.
So instead of the
First down.
touchdown lead, it's Baylor starting at the 25-yard line. Nick Florence perfect on the opening drive. Play fake, the quick throw on a wide receiver screen to Tevin Reese. And Reese gets it out for 5 or 6 yards, where Dante Barnett made the tackle. Again, Baylor without a huddle. Lines up in a hurry at the 31. Florence throws to the far side. Tough catch, first down throw. And all the way out to the 45-yard line. Florence put some smoke on that one.
He did. He's got a strong arm, and he's off to a good start. And you can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his body language. He's feeling it. One of the things Baylor does, very unusual, they have wide splits for their wide receivers, and they make a lot of quick throws to guys in space like this.
After picking up 14, they pick up 6 more on that quick toss to Reese.
I've never seen a team that puts their wide receivers this far outside the numbers, but they try to stretch that defense as far as they can and create as much space as they possibly can.
On 2nd and 4, the play fake, the quick throw, and drops this time by Tevin Reese, where he would have had a first down. And he says, that's on me. Nice throw. And it was. First incompletion for Nick Florence, the senior out of Garland, Texas. And already again they're in Kansas State territory with a 3rd down and 4. At 42% on their 3rd down conversions on the year. Empty backfield, 5 wideouts for Florence. Looking left, comes back across the middle. First down and quite a bit more to Goodley, the guy that had the kickoff return taken away. Boy, Florence looked left hot and then came right back to the right.
Yeah, did a nice job of using his eyes to move the coverage and then coming to his underneath target. Knew what he needed for the first down. And again, just the look in his eyes is he's feeling it tonight.
He's at 3 wideouts to the near side. It's going to be Martin, and Martin might have a first down. Glasgow Martin, a good size back, 220-pounder, and that should move the chains. They're not wasting any time, man. Ivory Wade is over that football.
Again, they didn't use the tempo on the road at Manhattan last year in their first road game, but they're playing much faster in this one. It's easier to do at home, easier to communicate, and they've got it going right now.
8th play of the drive, 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Here's a little flare out to the tailback who makes some people miss and actually got a yard or 2 out of it. Lake Seastrom.
See, the thing I love about playing up-tempo is it forces a defense to simplify and give you standard looks and keep the same personnel on the field. But the problem with it is you have to make first downs. If you go 3 and out, it does no good to play fast. So you have to make first down.
I'm not sure Kansas State got the one player off the field that they were trying to replace in their defense. If he got off, it was barely. I don't see a flag. But that's how fast that was happening. They tried to put one different guy on the defensive side, and that was the guy that was running off right there, Ryan Mueller. And I guess he made it to the sideline because there's no penalties. So it's 3rd down and 4. 10th play already of the drive. Bill Snyder saying you got to give our guys at least a chance to get players out there. I'm sure something to that effect anyway. They're going to try to do it on the ground, and they get it. Glasgow Martin again. 2 big runs on this series of downs.
See, right now, Kansas State is more concerned about the passing game. So they've got their both safeties back. So it's a numbers game. The numbers say run the football. If both safeties are back, there's not as many guys around the ball. Run the football, and Baylor is paying for it.
First down at the 12-yard line. And now it's going to be Florence who's going to keep it, following his tailback and heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. 7th rushing touchdown of the year by the Baylor quarterback.
Well, you're going to see two great blocks. Watch the tailback first, number 8, Martin, and then right in the bottom of your screen, the wide receiver, Terrence Williams, number 2, got a block on the edge and maintained that block, and that enabled the quarterback, Florence, to get to the end zone. The running game and the balance of the Baylor offense right now is really causing problems for this K-State defense.
Aaron Jones to try to cap off another touchdown drive of 75 yards in 11 plays, and number 11 did it himself. A little over 3 minutes, another quick scoring drive. Baylor Bears trying to pull the upset. They lead again, 14-7. Aaron Jones set to kick. Kansas State only gives up 18 points a game. They've given up 14 in the first 8.5 minutes tonight. Deep kick, and Kansas State will take a knee.
You know, these two guys, Tim Tebow on the left, Collin Klein, they remind me so much of each other. Both of them had a little bit of a hitch in their throwing motion, but as seniors, incredibly efficient throwing the football. And then their ability to improvise and run. Neither one of them flashy, make you miss kind of runners, but rugged, hard guys to tackle in the open field, and especially in the red zone. They became like a fullback, running the football in the red zone, and extra blockers available, and then both fiery leaders on the sideline, on the field. Very, very similar people.
One won a Heisman. This guy right now would be the leader probably for that trophy. Nice hit on the tight end Travis Tannehill as we check in with Reese.
All right, Brad, Taco Bell studio update, Stanford and Oregon. After Marcus Mariota had a 77-yard run on this drive, Shane Scove stops him on 4th and 1. And right now, Stanford is driving. If you want to flip over to ABC and watch that game, you can watch our game on your Watch ESPN app.
2nd and 4. Klein's going to keep this one, and Collins got a first down as he backpedals across the 40 out to the 42.
He's such a patient runner. You know, I think he knows his skills. He knows that he's not going to be a guy that's going to outrun a lot of people. Look how patient he is, getting right on the hip of his lead blocker piece, had his hand on his hip, and just follows him right into the hole.
Collins got 5 completions to 5 different receivers already, but that first down with his legs. Final seconds of the first quarter. And an exciting first quarter. They're just going to regroup here and let the clock wind down to end the first 15 minutes. Baylor by a touchdown at the end of 1. Baylor Bears just trying to get to 5 wins on the season and trying to spoil the Wildcats' year. In the last 9 years, being in this conference and being a number 1 in the BCS has not been a good thing necessarily. Look at what's happened since 2003. You get to that point and all of a sudden you get shocked. And right now it's only 15 minutes into this one, but you see the question marks on top. Kansas State, first time ever, number 1 in the BCS standings, and at the end of the first quarter, trailing by a touchdown.
Now, this is when you really lean on your leaders, and Collin Klein is one of the best leaders in college football. 14 starting seniors on this team. This is when you count on those guys to settle the whole team down.
He's 21 and 4 in his career. Here he is on a run off kind of a zone read. Got a couple of yards. Terrence Lloyd made the tackle. Bring up 2nd down and 8. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our ESPN crew. We're in Waco, Texas, Floyd Casey Stadium, where Baylor is a touchdown up on the number 1 team in the country. Scoring drives of 75 and 82 yards for Baylor. Their defense doing a pretty good job making Kansas State earn everything. Kansas State's touchdown drive only went 38 yards.
If you're Kansas State now, you got to try to get Harper, your big wide receiver, involved a little bit now.
Klein to throw, pump fake on a stop and go, deep sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off back of the 21-yard line. And it's Joe Williams.
Defensive coordinator Phil Bennett told us that Joe Williams has been battling a foot injury the last couple of weeks. He didn't look like it on this one. He didn't bite on the pump fake. He stayed right stride for stride, and made a nice play on the football as they tried to get the ball to Harper.
Baylor leading Kansas State 14-7 in the second quarter as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the championship. Lawrence, the play fake, throws near side, incomplete. Way out in front of Lanier Sampson. You know what it reminds me, Ledge, a little bit of, and I know it was a long time ago, but Drew Brees and Purdue used to kind of do some of what they're doing right now. Maybe not as quickly, but
they spread you out the same way. Spread you out. The ball's out of the quarterback's hands quickly. It takes a defensive line kind of out of the game because the tempo slows them down.
2nd and 10. On the run is Martin, and maybe got to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Jarrell Childs runs him out of bounds on the far side.
This feels like the first long yardage 3rd down situation Baylor's had in the game, too. So 2 good plays on 1st and 2nd down that time by the Wildcat defense.
It is 3rd down and 9. From the 34. Florence.
Free play.
And he's going to run with it. He's going to get the first. Oh
my God.
He got the first down, but he almost had his head taken off by Dante Barnett.
Art Briles wants to make sure he's okay first and foremost before he calls another play because he took quite a shot.
There are 2 fouls, both against the defense. Offside, defense, penalties decline. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on a defense, number 24. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run.
Well, I don't know how Dante Brown can make that look like. How did they call that? It's an easy call. There's the easy call on the offside, and I think this one's just as easy on the other end as Florence is trying to slide.
Right. The referee said 24. It was really 22. Yeah, I mean, he hit him right above the head, above the shoulders. You can't do that. He's going down.
Now fumble. I think Florence got back on top of it. Glasgow Martin dropped it, and Florence still tucking a shoulder in there. Sure they had the football.
No problem with the mesh here. You want to ride this out, read it, make a decision to pull it out the last minute or keep it with the back. Very fortunate they got it back because they're in scoring territory right now.
With 2nd down at 14, backed up to the 27-yard line. K-State jumps, free play. Florence going to the end zone. Jump ball intercepted at the goal line, but I think it's going to be negated by an offside penalty. And it might have been Meshach Williams, who had just come back in after hurting his shoulder, who jumped.
Offside, defense, number 42.
Well, Adam Davis has jumped off 3 times. Arthur Brown jumped off once, and now Meshach Williams, the other defensive end, jumps off sides. You got to just watch the football. You can't listen to the quarterback. Watch the football. Stay on sides. There's no noise problem because when the offense has the ball at home, the crowd is quiet. So, I mean, there's no excuse for these mental mistakes and penalties that Kansas State is getting hit with tonight.
40 yards worth on 5 penalties, 4 of them on the defense. Brings it back to 2nd down and 9. Niver, the tight end, on the left side. A stand-up position. Blitz coming. Florence throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams. .22-yard strike. 20-7 Baylor.
What a beautiful read by Nick Florence. Kansas State showed blitz with their inside linebackers. He paused, read it, made the adjustment. They came with the blitz. He knew he had single coverage outside, and again, the new safety, Barnett, late getting there to help.
Baylor's got a 2-touchdown lead on the #1 team in the country. Things getting wacky in Waco. Baylor 21-7. 21-7 Baylor. Aaron Jones to kick off. This will be returned from the 2. Tremaine Thompson. Thompson following his blockers, but he only gets out to the 22-yard line, and that's where Kansas State will go to work after we check in with Reese Davis. Baylor a 2-touchdown lead over the #1 team in the country. Klein It's in and out of the hands of Angelo Pease. And we check in with Holland.
Well, just before that kick, Bill Snyder, the Kansas State coach, was speaking with the referee, Novak. He was complaining about the way the Baylor center is snapping the ball. He's saying that the center is making a false movement that looks like he's snapping the ball, and that is what is causing them to have all these offside penalties tonight. Guys, that's crucial because that last penalty negated an interception. There may not have been a touchdown, so we'll see if they get that fixed.
We'll see if Bill gets a call or two before the game's over because of that. Second down at 10. Klein throws complete. Oops, incomplete. That's the second one intended and targeted for Pease, and he should have had that. He was thinking about where he was going with the ball and forgot to take it with him.
Yeah, the first one wasn't a great throw. This one was an excellent throw. If he catches it and doesn't run a yard, it's a first down and new life for the Kansas State offense. As it turns out, it's 3rd and long again against this rejuvenated Baylor defense.
Harper and Lockett come out to the near side on 3rd down and 10. Crowd really getting into it right now for the Bears defense. Klein, plenty of time, starting to run out of it, completes it on a crossing route, but Tannehill, the tight end, is cut down by Ahmad Dixon. Punting time again for K-State.
Ahmad Dixon playing with a different number tonight. He's been number 6 all year, wearing number 26 tonight for a fallen comrade. Rodney Chadwick, their linebacker, who was lost for the rest of the year last week against Oklahoma. Big time play on 3rd and 10.
One of our impact players sat down with him yesterday. He's a heck of a football player. Second straight 3 and out for Kansas State. Punting time for Ryan Dorr again. Lazy kick, fair catch. Levi Norwood will take it around the 36-yard line. Baylor has all of its timeouts remaining. Kansas State down to 1 after calling one to get their defense set, and it didn't help them. First down at the 47. Seastruck going wide. Kansas State's all over that. Ishak Williams made the first contact, and then Violet Tui finished it off.
This is a defense that has been very solid all year. There's 9 senior starters on this defense, and all 9 were also transfers. 8 of them junior college transfers. 1 Arthur Brown transferred from Miami. It's a veteran, experienced group of guys.
Lawrence keeps it himself. Little hesitation and then a slide near a first down. And he's looking over the sideline and said, "Oh, I hit the deck a little bit too short, about a yard."
I don't blame him after that last shot he took when he did that.
Exactly. Now busting through is Seastruck. And Seastruck's got it inside the 35 to the 33 of the Oregon transfer with 11-yard carry.
That was all the result of the quick snap. I mean, Kansas State was not set on defense. They quick snapped him. Seastruck busted through there and easily picked up the first down.
At the 33-yard line, looking for more points. As Todd said, keeping the pedal to the metal with a 2-touchdown lead. Seastruck again found a big hole off the left side. Still going. It's 1st and goal, Baylor. Ball came out at the end, but I think he was down right there, says the field judge.
This defensive front looks tired. Seastruck looks winded, but the defensive front of Kansas State looks really winded. They're not getting down in their stance. They're not getting off blocks. And they're having all kind of problems.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Glasgow Martin checks in to join Florence in the Baylor backfield. Still 3.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Doesn't take Baylor long to move it down the field. Everything's clicking, including being almost perfect on 3rd down conversions tonight. From the 6. Second effort gets Glasgow Martin to the 2-yard line.
Glasgow Martin on the carry. Child with the tackle.
Art Briles looking on. 2nd down and goal for his Bears at the Wildcat 2. Martin is in. Now the ball is out again, but it's a touchdown.
Ball just has to cross the plane into possession of the runner, and that's what they're ruling. Martin is their bigger back, 220 pounds. Nice job by Cyril Richardson, the left guard, leading that play up through there. That's clearly a touchdown. The 44th, 45th play of the first half for the Baylor offense against a tired Kansas State defense.
28-7, Bears. Just went 64 more yards in 9 plays. Under 3 minutes to get another touchdown. Aaron Jones, been a busy kicker. Ball taken to the 4-yard line by Tremaine Thompson. Thompson, a little convoy up the sideline. Then he took a helmet right in the chest from Ahmad Dixon on the special teams. Good starting field position, though, at the 37 for Kansas State. I'd like to get any kind of points before the break. Klein pump faking out deep, ball down the middle. He's got a man there, and it's caught by Chris Harper. Big gainer all the way down to the 27-yard line.
See, that's the size of Harper. 6'1", 234 pounds. He hobbles off the field, but his ability to body up a defender, you just can't get around that big body to make a play on the ball. And a beautiful throw by Collin Klein.
Boy, he hobbled off the field and then just collapsed over there on the sideline. From the 27, Klein comes to the near side, and that one's complete as well. Tyler Lockett out of bounds after a 5-yard pickup. Harper, I think it was his hip. It looked like when he was heading to the sideline, and he's still on the deck over there. Second down and 5. Ball at the 22-yard line of Baylor. Plenty of time. Only one timeout to work with, but still over 2 minutes remaining in the half for Collin Klein on the Wildcat offense. Plenty of time to throw as well to the end zone, and just over Tyler Lockett. He's looking for a flag, and he got it. And Mike Hicks
definitely interfered with as he was going to the football.
Defense. Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty. First down.
15-yard penalty takes it down to 1st and goal.
Lockett working the middle of the field against the safety. Definite contact before the ball got to the receiver.
Todd Harper's back in there, up to the top of the screen, so he's all right.
Big body can run slants with him. It's hard to get around him on a quick slant.
1st and goal, Kansas State. Again, plenty of time for Collin Klein to throw. Threw short, and he threw it right into somebody's hands. Gary Mason, I think. Lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to come off to his dump off, which would have been Hubert. But he almost threw another pick. He was trying to just dump the ball off to his safety valve, Hubert. Didn't get that ball up high enough.
Second down and goal. Lockett goes out. He's the slot man to the top. Baylor thinking about blitz.
Again, they like double slants. If they sense blitz, they like double slants out here. Let's see if that's what he checked to here.
Baylor thinking about bringing it. They're going to. Klein, there's the slant, there's the touchdown to Chris Harper. 7-yard scoring pass, and just like that, Kansas State answers.
See, when they read blitz, that's what Collin Klein likes to go to. Baylor showed their hand too soon with the blitz. You got double slants, and you got the big receiver with the big body. Just hard to defend that one-on-one near the end zone.
Huge touchdown with 1:47 remaining in the half. It only took him a little over a minute to get it. 107 capping a 63-yard drive. Cantelli in for the point after. 28-14. With 1:47 left, a 2-touchdown Baylor lead, and the way they've been playing, it might not stay this score. Cantelli just hit the extra point, set to kick away. Antoine Goodley already had a 95-yard kickoff return for a score, negated by a penalty. And here's another high pooch kick. Taken by one of the up men at the 23-yard line, and he gets out to about the 28.
You said at the top of the show, Art Briles said to us yesterday, you know what, we've got a good football team. Not many people think it, But we think we're a lot better than our record has shown, and they've played like a good football team tonight.
Seastrunk picks up a couple. We're down to a minute and a half. Again, Baylor's got all of its timeouts remaining. Nick Florence has been sensational. One bad throw, and that's it. He's looked like the nation's total offense leader that he is and was coming into this game. Here he is to throw. Wide open man, and he dropped it. Lake Seastrunk. And he's, oh man, I had some green grass in front of me too.
If they don't convert this one now, Kansas State has a chance to get the ball back again right before the half. Remember, Kansas State will get the ball to start the third quarter. You mentioned how huge that last touchdown was that Collin Klein got him in the end zone to make it a 2-score game.
9 out of 10 on third down conversions for Baylor tonight. Third down and 8 here. Empty backfield for Nick Florence, who has a look to the sideline. 5 wide receivers will be out in the pattern here. Going right all the way, completes it, but can he get to the first down marker? No. Nice open field tackle by Dante Barnett, who's been picked on tonight. He drops Tevin Reese shy of the first down.
I think Kansas State used their last timeout.
Third and final of the first half. 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout with 1:04 remaining in the half. Problem is Lockett's usually the guy that's running them back. Tremaine Thompson is the deep man. Not that he's not dangerous. Spencer Roth's punt is a dandy. Tremaine Thompson all the way back to the 13-yard line. Weaving through traffic. Thompson out to the 31-yard line. First down at the 31. Klein pump fakes. Now comes back to the right side. And out of bounds after a 7 or 8 yard pickups, Tremaine Thompson.
Pretty good coverage by Baylor. Right now, if you're Phil Bennett and the Baylor defense, you're saying, guys, keep everything in front. Don't let them get behind us. Don't give up a big, easy play. Make them work it all the way down the field with no timeouts, and then hope that they have to try a field goal at the least.
Second and short, they'll try to get the first down, and I don't know whether or not John Hubert did. He's about a yard shy of the first down with 40 seconds remaining. So now it's 3rd and 1. First of all, you got to get the first down.
Which could mean a Collin Klein run here.
And then maybe spike it, or at least set up in a hurry. Third down a yard. He didn't get it on 3rd and 1 the last time he tried. And this time he's got it. He gets out across the 45 to 46 clock will stop until they move the chains. 21 seconds remaining. Klein pressured from behind. They got a hold of his jersey, but he got the throw complete to his tight end. He's got another first down.
What a great play. The strength of Collin Klein. They did have his jersey, stayed in there. Terrence Lloyd was the guy putting pressure on, but couldn't pull him down before he made the completion.
His jersey sort of hanging from behind by the handful they had. But a first down at the 28-yard line. Klein loads, goes, trying to get it to Harper. No flag. Harper thought he was held. Ball ends up harmlessly in the end zone.
Well, there was a collision for sure. I'm not sure if it was a mix-up or what. Harper going with the double move, the stop and go, and there was a collision. I'm not sure if it was interference or not. Ran into Chance Casey on the double move.
9 seconds all that remains now till halftime. You got to go to the end zone and then try to take the field goal. Klein, don't take too much time though. Throws, caught. Going out of bounds is Thompson down at the 7-yard line. 21-yard pass play.
You're right. Get the field goal here. Make it 28-17 if you can, and you get the ball to start the third quarter.
Anthony Cantelli, 17 out of 20 on the year. This should be an easy one. A 23-yard attempt from the right hash. Big 3 points before the break by #1 Kansas State. Makes it an 11-point ball game at halftime. Kansas State usually does a great job to open the second half, and as Todd said, they're going to have the ball first to start the third quarter. Kansas State in a lot of trouble early, but 10 points at the end, and they're in pretty good shape now as we check in with Holly.
Well, Coach Briles, your team really has the #1 team in the country on the ropes right now, but how were you able to really focus in on that new safety for them on that first touchdown and pick on him a little bit?
Oh, you know, we weren't really focusing on that. We're just doing what we're doing. We got to continue to play, play hot, play well as a team. You know, that little drive right there at the end kind of hurt us a little bit. We got to come out and make a stop to open the second half.
Coach, they did pick up some momentum in that drive. You kept their offense off the field. What concerned you about that you've got to get locked down?
We just got to keep playing, Holly. You know, I mean, we're doing pretty well on the offense side ball. Defense has got some stops, got a turnover too. So we just got to come out and play the second half like we played the first. A lot of emotion. The crowd is doing outstanding tonight. Loud crowd really helping us.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Kansas State 10 unanswered points over the last 147 of quarter number 2 to make it 28-17 at the break. As we send it to the Buick halftime report, Reese and the guys are standing by. The damage not quite as bad as it was thanks to 2 scoring drives in the last minute 47 seconds of the second quarter. Still 2-possession game. Baylor in front 28-17 as we bring you back to Floyd Casey Stadium. Brad Nessler and Todd Blackledge. Partner, it's going to be interesting to see how big that 10 points in that last 147 becomes.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be a great finish to this game. And, for Baylor, we talked about what they had to do to pull the upset. They've done it so far. Nick Florence has had a brilliant night. They jumped on them early. They maintain a lead, and they're even in turnovers. Both teams have an interception. I think for Kansas State, as they get the ball to start the third quarter, what they've got to do, they got to get their running game going. Right. Only 58 yards rushing in the first half. They're bigger up front. They're more physical. They've got to get their running game established here in the third quarter on this first drive and take a little pressure off Collin Klein in the passing game.
And again, Kansas State gets the football first to start the third quarter, and that's huge, especially if they can do something with it. Jermaine Thompson will bring it out of the end zone. And he gets out across the 25. Nice return out near the 29-yard line as we check in with Holly.
I checked in with Kansas State coach Bill Snyder at the half, and I asked him about all those penalties in the first half. He said, Holly, that's just discipline, and I take full responsibility. That's my job as a coach. And I asked him about that tempo. We saw them go to the 2-minute drill to end the second half, or the first half, and they got some momentum. He said, oh, yes, I like that. We'll see more of that here in the second half.
All right, well, they've done well on the opening drive of second half so far this year. They could certainly use to add to that statistic right here from the 27-yard line. Collin Klein will keep it, and Klein with his biggest run of the night gets the first down and then some. Bryce Hager runs him out of bounds. Earlier this week, Collin Klein graced the cover of Sports Illustrated. He's the best player of the nation on the best team. Well, I think everybody has heard over the years about the Sports Illustrated jinx. Is it going to happen tonight? Bill Snyder said earlier this week, I didn't know he was on the cover. I'm not superstitious. I'm not sure if my team is. Collin Klein going deep and overshot everybody. Wonderful article, by the way, though, if you get a chance to read it.
Yeah, it really was.
Kind of tells you about this guy and maybe some of the things you don't know about him. As Todd said, I don't know when's the last time we did a game where both quarterbacks were married.
I know.
And he's married to a good friend of yours daughter.
Yeah, Shaylin Spaney, who was a basketball player at Kansas State. Her dad, Gary Spaney, was a linebacker for the Chiefs. Teammate and a very good friend of mine while he was in Kansas City.
Baylor thinking about a blitz on second down and 10. Klein seeing that resets things with his offense. And now they back out of it. Or do they? They're going to bring it anyway. Pump fake. Klein's going to go long. Near sideline and almost caught by Harper. Went through his hands, I think. And he knows it.
Baylor really sold out on that one. They brought a lot of folks. Collin Klein had to stand in there. I think Harper slowed down. I don't know why he slowed down. Didn't think the ball was coming his way. I think he could have made a play on that football had he not stopped running.
Yeah, that was a good throw under pressure by Klein. Third time the Wildcats have had 3rd and 10 or longer tonight. They want to score or at least keep driving here to open the third quarter. Klein, plenty of time, down the middle, intercepted. Picked off in the secondary, and the Bears are going the other way with Sam Hall.
Well, this was a mix-up because there were two Kansas State receivers going to the same area. Watch right in here where the interception is going to take place. You're going to see two Kansas State receivers cross the field and get right into the same area. You never want two guys in the same spot, and neither one of them was looking for the football.
Second interception of the season, 5th of Sam Hall's career, and a huge one here early in the third quarter. Now you never know, Baylor might take a shot right here at the 38-yard line. Florence will keep it. He gets to the 32.
There was some real mix-up on that interception. Collin Klein threw the football in an area, two receivers.
Now coming wide and picking up the first down. Seastrunk to the 20, or very close.
This guy, he came here, transferred from Oregon. He's a native of Texas. Transferred from Oregon, sat out his first year. They thought this year he would just step right in and be a big-time player. It's taken him a while to learn the offense and get comfortable, but the last 3 or 4 games, a much bigger factor.
This time Florence rides it to him and comes the other way. Nick Florence to the 5. First and goal. Ball out at the end. A hand battle with Jared Milo, but it's first and goal for Baylor.
Nice read. And they blocked the outside guy, which was Ryan Mueller, number 44, so there was no guy turned loose. Nice fake by Florence. Get the defense running one way, bring it back out the backside.
Glasgow Martin in the backfield now. He's going to get the carry straight ahead. Touchdown, Bears. Four-yard touchdown. And they take advantage of the interception in a hurry. We told you at the top of the show, Baylor can score points. And boy, are they doing that tonight. 35-17. First it was Sam Hall with his second interception of the season. And the second thrown by Collin Klein tonight. And then 4 plays, 38 yards, and 49 seconds later, it's 35-17. 4 straight runs on that drive, including Florence doing some of the damage to get it down to first and goal. And now it's a 3-possession game here early in the third quarter. Aaron Jones to kick. Jermaine Thompson about 3 yards deep. He'll bring it out. Follows his blockers. Jermaine Thompson still on his feet across the 45. Nice return again. Gets it out to the 48-yard line. And a good place to set up shop for Collin Klein and the offense of Kansas State. Klein on first down. Pumps. Now comes over the middle, in and out, and almost intercepted again. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was dangerous again.
He wanted to go to Hubert coming out of the backfield. Hubert's going to release, and Collin Klein thinks he's going to go there right away, and he had to pull the ball down. It wasn't open. He tried to come off to an underneath receiver, and the ball kind of sailed on him.
Luckily, another play for him, though. Second down and 10. Takes a couple steps to his left. This one's tapped up in the air again. Gary Mason got his hands on this one.
Boy, I'm sure there's people here at Floyd Casey Stadium that are saying, where has this defense been all year? Giving up 520 yards a game coming in. They have just been all over the place, harassing Collin Klein in this Wildcat offense.
Collins 0 for 5 with an interception so far in the third quarter. Now it's 3rd and 10. Set to throw again. Waits and now fires far side. Too high, too wide for Harper. And it's 4th down.
Too many long yardage 3rd down situations. You know, coming in, Kansas State 50% conversions on 3rd down. But a huge difference when it's 3rd and 1 to 6 compared to when it's 3rd and 7 plus. They're 65% on the shorter yardage and only 26% on the longer yardage. And too many 3rd and 10s tonight for Kansas State.
And that's produced the third 3 and outs right now for Kansas State as Gore punts. And he bounces at the 2. I think they're going to down it at the 1-yard line.
As long as the ball doesn't cross into the plane, your feet can be in the end zone as long as the ball doesn't cross, and I think that's going to be a nice job downing the football inside the 1-yard line for Kansas State.
Marcus Height, I think, is the guy that got down there. So Baylor's got a big lead, but they're in a deep hole of their own one when we come back. Baylor Museum in the corner of 5th Street and Mary Avenue, right around the corner in Waco from our hotel, as a matter of fact. And the coach's trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. There it is, beautiful piece of crystal. Kansas State wanted to play for that baby. They're in trouble right now to ever get the chance, but they do have Baylor backed up at its own 1-yard line. Nick Lawrence set up about 5 yards deep in his end zone right now, with Glasgow Martin, number 8, flanking him there. Quick throw right between the legs of Levi Norwood, incomplete. Any kind of turnover here would be huge for Kansas State, or even forcing a punt by Baylor from their own end zone.
Yeah, they've got to take advantage of this field position switch because they've had trouble slowing down Baylor's offense all night. But they've got them in a position where they've got a little bit of an advantage right now.
Now Florence is under center. Play fake, pump fake, and the throw's intercepted at the goal line. Out of bounds at the 1. Randall Evans with the interception. Can't make a defensive play much better than that, but that ball shouldn't have been thrown.
Nope. Terrence Williams was the design receiver. I don't think Florence could see. I think the pressure was in his face, and he couldn't see that his guy was covered so well by the end zone. Watch the pressure right into the pocket. I don't think Florence saw the defender, and an ill-advised throw, and you called it a turnover right here, and all of a sudden Kansas State right back where they wanted to be.
Klein, touchdown, Kansas State. Took him one play to capitalize on the interception.
This is when you find out about the character of a championship team. You know, guys, teams are going to get tested down the stretch. A team like Baylor, this could make their season to upset the #1 team in the country. So you have to find out, you know, if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to win a game or find a way to win a game like this somewhere along the line. Kansas State is being put to that test right now.
Cantelli, point after, is good. 12:25 remaining in the third quarter. It's been an action-packed 2.5 minutes of this second half. First of all, the interception by Randall Evans. 5 seconds later, Collin Klein, the Heisman hopeful, from a yard out. It's 35-24 in Waco. So, one play after an interception at the 1-yard line that Nick Lawrence should have never let leave his hand. Kansas State has closed the gap to 11. Again, a short kick taken at the 16 by Darius Jones, and we only got to about the 22. Let's see if Nick Lawrence is affected by that last throw. Starts at the 22-yard line for the Baylor offense this time.
You have short-term memory loss, man. You got to step right back into the saddle, right back into the fire, and make plays.
Play action. Lawrence comes up firing, but it's a one-hopper. Incomplete. Again, Baylor hasn't been in a huddle other than on the sideline all night long. On the ground is Seastrom. Broke a tackle, got a first down. 12 or 13 yards for Lake Seastrom.
He looks like he's got a cramp
right now. His right leg, and he's just trying to get to his feet.
Again, the quick snap. Kansas State, the 2 safeties back. That leaves only 6 people in the box to defend the run. And Baylor has punished them with their running game all night when they've done that.
He'll get the call. Gets out to the 39.
See, again, the reason that Baylor is leaning on their run so heavily is because you have one of two choices as a defense. If you play both safeties back, that means the numbers in here favor run. The only option is to take one of those safeties and drop him down in the box to defend the run. That makes you weaker against the pass.
And Martin takes it out to the 49 on the ground. Arthur Brown and Travis Rich make the stop, but not before they move the sticks again. Again, they're playing without that guy, Ty Zimmerman, their leader in the secondary.
And I think that's why they're playing so much two safety.
Seastrunk back in after having his leg cramp up. Florence going to be dropped for a loss here in a couple.
Nice play by Meshach Williams that time. Didn't get fooled, stayed at home, played discipline, and made the play on the quarterback.
Now again, Baylor's got receivers running all over the field. And again, Kansas State runs extra defensive backs in. 5 wideouts for Nick Florence on a 2nd and 22. Has a look to the sideline. And will step back into an empty backfield. They fake the fly sweep. Florence takes it himself. Ooh, and gets bent in a bad way. And hopefully he's all right.
The tackle was made by Adam Davis. He was the guy that made the play, and he had him held up, and Arthur Brown finished him off. But that was a pretty solid defensive play by Kansas State on 2nd and long.
3rd down and 19. This isn't exactly field goal range right now. And again, an empty set. Florence was under center. Now we'll see if he stays there. Now in the shotgun. 4-man rush. Throws. Going to be a flag back there or not?
Wow. I sure thought there was going to be. Florence got pressure. And at first I thought he was just throwing it away, but he was just giving his guy a chance.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there's contact, there's a grab, there's all kind of stuff going on. And again, it was Dante Barnett, the freshman. He's got a hold of the jersey, and he made contact when the ball was in the air. That clearly should have been an interference call on Barnett.
Now they will try a long field goal. Aaron Jones will try a 50-yard field goal. Lengthen the Baylor lead to a couple of touchdowns. Kick on the way. It's right down the middle. Can't do it any better than that. 38-24. Just under 8 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. And back deep. Thompson had a nice return, the longest of his season on the last kickoff. This might be too deep for any kind of return. He's thrown 2 interceptions tonight. First time he's ever done that. Here's a double end around, and Thompson is collared and dropped by Eddie Lackey, and a loss of 11.
Long developing play. You hope the defense is flowing one way. The discipline by Lackey staying at home on the backside. And a huge hole on this drive right away for Kansas State.
All the way back to the 14-yard line. 2nd down at 21. Collin Klein in the shotgun. Set to throw. Maybe. Now he's going to run with it. And he gets to the 19 or the 20, and Lackey made another play.
Well, yet another 3rd and long. This is the 5th time that they've been 3rd or 10 plus in the ballgame. And they're only 1 for 4 so far in those situations.
Todd, our spotter Clint Deeds just informed me that there's not been 1 substitution by the Baylor defense in this game. That's a lot of guys playing a lot of snaps. And now they try to stop a 3rd and 16. Klein troubled again. Down he goes. And this one's Chris McAllister. And Phil Bennett's defense, their 2nd sack of the night.
Just an inside move. McAllister beats the right tackle. Tavon Rooks gets in there right into the body of Collin Klein. Klein, not enough time to make a play on that one. Just a 4-man rush, and they whip the offensive front.
And now Doerr's got a kick from his own end zone. Should get good field position out of this. High towering kick, but a fair catch taken at the 47-yard line. 4th 3 and out for Kansas State tonight. Let's check in with Holly.
Baylor's defensive coordinator tonight, Phil Bennett, was working for Bill Snyder back in 2000 at Kansas State. When his wife Nancy was jogging and struck by lightning, she subsequently died, leaving Phil with 2 young children under the age of 10. He was going to quit coaching, move back to Texas and raise his children, but Bill Snyder said absolutely not. He hired him a nanny. At times, Bill Snyder even babysat himself, helping young Maddie with her homework in his office after school. Maddie's in the stands tonight. She met with Bill Snyder before the game, and she got all choked up saying he's been like a grandfather to me. And how ironic that Phil Bennett wouldn't be in coaching if it wasn't for Snyder tonight.
Boy, and he's trying to ruin the dream of Coach Snyder. And right now, Baylor has done a remarkable job with their defense tonight. A defense that's been beaten on and beleaguered. Comes in giving up 520 yards a game, as Todd said earlier. And tonight, they've done a great job against the #1 team in the country. Florence going long. Man's there. Caught. Terrence Williams. 1st and goal. Baylor.
Terrence Williams is the big-time, big play guy. Coming in, leading the nation. 159 yards per game in receptions. He just goes and gets it. Florence knows he can throw it out there for him. Williams gets it.
43 yards down to the 9. And now Seastruck went the wrong way, and Barnett made a play, and a loss on that one.
I'm surprised Seastruck in there at that point. When they get inside the 20, they've had a lot of success with Glasgow Martin and the bigger back running instead of Seastruck.
Well, they switch it up now, exactly when you're talking about it. So 2nd down and goal, but back outside the 15. Oh, if they get another touchdown here, it is a long way to go for the Wildcats. Jordan Nyber, the tight end's on a wing there. He's going to be a blocker. Oh, he gets out of the way, and here's going to be a Baylor touchdown. Glasgow Martin. $15 yards for the score. Still a long way to go, but now the hill just got a lot taller for #1 Kansas State to climb. In fact, it's a mountain now. Again, the kick will not be returned. 0 offense for Kansas State in the 2nd half. Throws on 1st down, complete to the tight end, and it's another 1st down into Baylor territory. He picked up 11 that time. Florence pacing the Baylor sideline. He's had quite a night. They spot it right at the 50. Klein near side to Harper. Harper sidesteps a couple of tacklers, and he takes that big body too far. He dropped the ball. Trying to get extra yardage. Did he get back on top of it?
He didn't, but I think one of his teammates did. I think B.J. Finney, the center, came up with the football. You're always afraid of this when a guy's fighting for extra yardage. The ball clearly came out. Terrence Lloyd punched it out.
Klein throws complete to Harper again. Broke 1 tackle, and now a stiff arm as he streaks down the sideline to the 28-yard line. 15 more yards on the pass play.
Nice drive going here. Kansas State offense, good protection up front.
Klein scans the field. End zone throw is high, intended for Harper. Incomplete.
I just don't think Kansas State needs to completely abandon their running game. You know, coming into the game, they've averaged 214 yards a game rushing. They only had 58 in the first half. I know they're behind, but they don't have to abandon their running game. 65 yards rushing in the game tonight. That's just too much pressure on the passing game.
12th play of the Kansas State drive. They need touchdowns. Down 21. And we've got a quarter and a 1:35 remaining. Pistol set. Angelo Pease, the tailback. Here's the option. Klein, late pitch to Pease. Stretched out nicely by Baylor, though. Adam Dixon always had a good night defensively. Empty backfield on 3rd and 10.
7th time now, 3rd and 10 plus.
At the 17-yard line. They shift some wide receivers around. Terrell Miller sets up on a wing, and Klein's trying to get him out in the slot. Finally does. Got to hurry. Play clock. Klein throws to the end zone, trying to get it out to Terrell Miller. Coming out of a timeout, there shouldn't have been that much confusion on the play.
Well, they showed a blitz late, and that's why Collin Klein tried to check late at the line of scrimmage. So they had one play called. Baylor showed a defense, then changed at the last minute, and that was why Collin Klein tried to check late.
They picked up 4th and 10 on this drive on the throw to the near side to Harper. Here they are with another 4th down. They need to get down to the 7-yard line. Collin Klein going to go to the end zone, intercepted in the end zone. And taking a knee, back there is Joe Williams. 3rd interception of the night.
Joe Williams was just reading the quarterback, Collin Klein. Joe Williams was guarding Harper on the outside. It was his own defense, and he fell off of his man and made the interception. His 2nd interception of the night.
And Todd Lackey is the guy that put pressure on Klein almost that whole drive, the outside linebacker. And he hit him right in the chest as he let go of that one. Baylor takes over at the 20 with a 21-point lead in the final 70 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Nick Lawrence keeps it on the ground, and this is Seastrunk. Lake Seastrunk, he might go. He's gone. Touchdown. For the touchdown. The longest play from scrimmage allowed by the Wildcats all year. Baylor 52, Kansas State 24.
The running game, the running game, the running game. Watch the double team here. The backside guard's going to pull around and lead, and Seastrunk's just going to split the defense. Excellent blocking up front. Physical offensive line play. They've worn down this Kansas State defense. And that time, there was no dancing by Seastrunk. There was no going backwards. It was north and south all the way.
And after a couple of moves in the middle, 12 seconds later, he outran 5 Wildcats, and he was separating at the end. 80 yards for the touchdown. Baylor is 16 minutes away from the upset of the year. Jones to kick. Jermaine Johnson takes a knee. 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it's 52-24. End of 3 in Waco. An upset brewing at Floyd Casey Stadium. Unranked Baylor leading the #1 team in the country, 52-24. "15 minutes away from the shocker of the year. Baylor leading top-ranked Kansas State 52-24. With Todd Lackledge and Holly Rowe, Brad Nessler with you from Waco, Texas. Klein rolling to throw, fires a strike down to the 35. Lockett took a big hit from Mike Hicks.
Again, if they catch it, limit the game. Make a sure tackle. Mike Hicks just returned last week to the lineup, had a PCL knee injury. They missed him, and he's played well tonight as well. This entire defense has played outstanding tonight.
They get it back to 2nd down and 8 with that pass completion. Time, 11 and a half to go. Klein pump fakes. Deep ball on the sideline, incomplete. Harper looking for a flag again, and there won't be one.
That's so funny, because when I was on the practice field Thursday afternoon, Phil Bennett was yelling at Joe Williams, and he was taunting him. He says, "You know what, #3, he is going to wear you out. That big body's going to wear you out, and they're going to look for you all night." And Joe Williams has taken it to heart because he has played brilliantly tonight against Chris Harper.
Harper a little gassed right now. Down on his haunches there. Now he stands back up as the wide receiver to the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 8. Blitz coming again. Klein throws, completes. 1st down. That's Jermaine Thompson right around the 25-yard line.
Nice job that time by Hubert picking up the blitz. You know, and if they bring more than you can block, the key is block from the inside out. If you turn anybody loose, make sure he's the widest rusher. Don't let somebody get turned loose inside.
Klein strong arms it out to his tight end. That was a tough throw. He had somebody right in his chest. I think it was Ahmad Dixon on the play again. Ahmad Dixon told us yesterday this would be the best football story of the year. We want to make a statement against the #1 team in the country. And the Waco native playing outside linebackers had a big game, number 26, wearing it for his buddy Rodney Chadwick. He's out in his senior year after an injury last week. They run it, trying to bounce it outside, and it's going for a loss. Bryce Hager again. You know, sometimes you can talk about guys that are liabilities and coverage and all that. This guy can just play football.
Yeah. He likes to tackle. He's averaging 10 tackles, almost 10 tackles a game all year. Was starting early, then he got benched behind Chadwick. Then when Chadwick got hurt, he came back in. All he does is make plays.
16th play of the drive, but it's using up valuable clock. We've got 10 minutes to go. 3rd down and 8. Klein throwing far side too high for Jermaine Thompson. And it's 4th and 8.
He had single coverage. He had Thompson running a little flag route. Bench route, he was open. The ball kind of sailed on Collin too high.
Well, if there's any hope for top-ranked Kansas State, it lies right here. They're 2 out of 3 on 4th down tonight. A lot of shifting on that Baylor defense. They've got to get down to the 15, Kansas State, for a 1st down. Klein lofts one. Caught by the tight end on the run, and his 1st and goal at the 6. Nice touch on that pass to his big tight end, the senior out of Overland Park, Kansas.
Well, that one fooled the Baylor defense because they thought that guy was staying in to block. They didn't anticipate him being released in the route. A good call on the sideline by Dana Dimmel, and huge conversion.
First and goal for the Wildcats. Klein is going to keep this one. And he will get to the one. Tripped up by Andy Lacker. Might have scored right there. Brings up second down and goal.
Got tripped up just a hair. Otherwise, he probably walks into the end zone. Tried to dive it out. Probably carry it again here.
Second down and goal. Kansas State. They need touchdowns and need a bunch of them. Klein. He got close. But again, the clock is running. 8:45 remaining.
Dixon with the tackle.
That would be quarterback sneak time. You would think as close as they are. Third and goal. Well, he's in the shotgun, so it might be a quarterback sneak. 20th play of the drive. But they're using up the whole quarter. Klein. He's not going to get there, I don't think. Swarm tackled. Hager was the first guy there, and then a whole bunch of Bears joined him.
Look at that big split right there. That's where they wanted to run, and I think Baylor knew that. And Hager was right in that hole to meet Collin Klein. And again, with a quarterback that big, you have to tackle him high. You can't go low or he falls into the end zone.
Now he's under center for the quarterback sneak. Knocked back. And Baylor's defense did it again. Goal line stand.
You got to hit him high. You can't hit him low. You got to hit him up around the shoulders, around the chest. And that's what Lackey did.
There's the best angle. The ball's in his left hand, and I think it's about 10 inches shy of the goal line. Wow, I haven't seen a sideline like this in a long, long time. A defense that couldn't stop anybody. Just about ready to carry their defensive coordinator off the field, and they will probably 8 minutes from now. Upset in the making in Waco. Baylor leading Kansas State in the fourth quarter as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the championship. Look at the celebration going on during the timeout. Ahmad Dixon, number 26, leading the dance step on the sideline for Baylor. Remember, a year ago, Oklahoma State went into Ames, Iowa with a spot, the BCS title game on the line. The Cowboys let the Cyclones hang around just long enough to overcome a 17-point deficit. They beat the Cowboys in double overtime. The game was played a day after Oklahoma State's women's basketball coach, Kurt Budke, and 3 others were killed in a plane crash, so they played with heavy hearts, but we talked about it earlier. You get to this point in the season, the pressure that's on your shoulders when you're number 1, or in Oklahoma State's case, number 2, it builds and it builds, and it's built on Kansas State tonight, and Baylor has really dominated the football game.
They really have, from start to finish. They scored the opening possession. Collin Klein threw a touchdown pass to tie the score, but from that point on, Baylor has dominated the football.
That guy's made only 2 mistakes tonight. One of them came in a similar situation when he tried to throw from the 1-yard line. I don't think we'll see much of that, but you never know. Threw an interception that led to a 1-yard Collin Klein touchdown. 1 play later. And a low snap, and busting out of it is Glasgow Martin. And probably the bad snap was the best thing that could have happened. 16 yards up the middle.
Yeah, no need to hand off. He just picked it up himself. Huge gaping hole there. You can't say enough about the offensive line of Baylor tonight, because the running game and the balance has really caused problems for Kansas State.
Glasgow Martin and Lake Seastra have done a great job in that Baylor backfield running the football tonight. 318 rushing yards for Baylor on the night.
This is a defense that held 6 teams under 100 yards rushing, and they averaged only giving up 98 yards a game rushing, one of the best in the country.
And they're still moving the Martin pile. Wow. Got a rugby thing going on here. All that does is move the chains out. The clock continues to run down to the 6-minute mark.
Again, you've played up-tempo beautifully all night, but at this point now, for Nick Florence, you use the clock. You still don't have to huddle, but you don't have to go super fast either. Slow things down, use as much clock as you can, and then still execute your play.
Second down and 4. Starting to see the dejection on the sideline from not just Lockett, but the rest of the Wildcats as well. They know that a chance to play for the national title is slipping right through their paws tonight in Waco, Texas.
And it has been, more than anything, the inability of their defense to stop Baylor. The only time Baylor has been stopped tonight is on the couple bad decisions by Nick Florence, throwing the ball ill-advisedly. But other than that, Kansas State's defense, no answer.
It's going to be a sad, sad night in Manhattan, Kansas tonight. It is going to be party time in Waco, Texas.
They might be cheering in Tuscaloosa or Athens, Georgia tonight as well.
The Fighting Irish took care of their business today. They've got USC left between them and a perfect season. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, I know one former Baylor Bear who is celebrating a little bit tonight. RG3, who is now the Washington Redskins quarterback, tweeted this: started fast, finishing strong, loving every second of it. His partner in crime, Kendall Wright, that he threw to so much last year, is also here on the sideline supporting the Bears. He's now with the Titans. Baylor Nation rising up right now in appreciation.
You know, Ahmad Dixon, the guy's had a brilliant night defensively for Baylor. Said he had a lot of other offers, a Waco native, but he said RG3 and I got together with Coach Briles, and he convinced me that this was the place and that Coach Briles was going to make Baylor a winner. And he has, and they're going to win tonight in one of their biggest wins in school history in another minute 20 seconds.
And Art Briles, there's a lot of energy around here. He says recruiting is going better than it's ever been since he's been here. They got a new stadium that's set to open in 2014, a beautiful setting right on the river. This style of play is an attractive style to high school players because of the way they throw the football and how fast they play, similar to Oregon. You know, kids like to play in that kind of a style now.
Todd, Baylor took 7 minutes off the clock, even though they have to punt. They took over with 7:51 remaining, and Roth kicks it away. Taken by Thompson at the 10. And unfortunately for Kansas State, there's no 28-point plays in the book in a half minute. Collin Klein will snap it up one more time, but Kansas State's going to fall tonight in Waco. And 32 seconds remain before this one's in the books. Kansas State with these on the run. Well, Collin Klein, his Heisman Trophy might have gone away tonight. Kansas State has never been #1. They won't be #1 tomorrow. Waco, Texas is party central right now. They've never beaten a #1 team in the country. They have now. 52-24. Baylor with the upset over the Wildcats as we go to Holly.
Well, Nick Florence, when we met with you before this game, you had a calm, quiet confidence about you. You felt you matched up well. Why did you have such great confidence?
I mean, game planning, we feel like we were a good match for them, offense and defense. And, the guys put it together. The O-line did a heck of a job. Player of the game to them. I don't know how many yards we rushed for, but they were moving bodies and protecting me. Defense did a heck of a job, and it was a team win.
You had some adversity. You have the interception that led to a score on the goal line. How did you come back from that?
I mean, we talk about it every day, clearing the last play, whether it's good or bad. And, honestly, thought the corner went with the guy down the sideline, and I never saw him there. I thought T-Dub was wide open. Just a mistake, and we have to clear it, and defense made good stop. So, they didn't let it affect them either.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, there's joy in South Bend tonight. There's hope in Tuscaloosa and Athens. There's mayhem in Waco, Texas. First win over a #1 team ever. Final here is 52-24. Sports Center is coming up next. Thanks for watching ESPN, home of the Discover BCS National Championship game. For Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe, Upset Special. Brad Nessler, good night from Waco.